Matt.
I'm Brian.
And we're talking about the recipe of the church. And we've gotten onto the love topic now. That's where we ended last week. You know, what I'm learning, or where I'm growing and where I'm changing, is the love thing. And what it actually means is treating other people like you treat like how you would treat yourself, right?
Right.
But we take that selfishness and project what we don't like about it on other people, which causes animosity and anger and all these kinds of things. But what I'm specifically learning is, if I remove my opinion, if I remove my agenda, if I fix myself, which is almost a constant job without talking, and for me that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is big.
Right. Without talking, you have to focus on, all right, am I doing truly what he commands me to do in any given situation, which you'll find is almost a quiet, withdrawn, let people do their thing, and I just do what I know how to do. Things work out. They happen. Things were, I guess I'm not really putting this in really great words, but I'm seeing, by changing myself to look like what he presented, okay?
Right.
By trying to change myself in those things, I'm almost finding myself rethinking things, and instead of trying to figure out a recipe to hang all this in, it figures itself out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If I just let him fix me, everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
And we don't need that recipe then.
Right. Yeah. And isn't that part of why the church is either, like today, it's looked upon as either successful or unsuccessful?
Well, yeah, is the parking lot nice?
Right.
Yeah. What does it matter?
Right. Because who really cares if the person who's addicted to crack is getting free, as long as we've got enough numbers and we've got enough.
Well, and we have, you know what? Here, that's another sad point. I guess you think about this. Do you have a program for that?
Well, actually, yeah.
When you put that in that context,
yeah.
No, I know. Hey, it's the recipe. We're all trying to follow it in a certain way. We're just talking about it right now.
Right.
But do you have a program for that? And just so I don't have to deal with that person, they're in the program.
Yeah.
They're getting their needs met over there. Meanwhile, whatever plank is in my eye, you have a program for that.
Right.
And I get plugged in over there. But again, it's me like this.
Right.
What am I getting out of this?
Which, if we go back to the marriage conference, which we kind of started talking about,
right?
One of the things I appreciated most about the marriage conference is that the main scriptural references were all about spouses learning how to get the plank out before they can help their spouse get the speck out. And that's the one thing I appreciated about that form of counsel from a conference, because if a marriage is going to work or if a church is going to work, each person needs to be working on their plank.
Well, I guess, and that's what I was saying is, I mean, that's a general life principle that applies to every relationship, and really, I guess for lack of to boil this whole thing down, we had the recipe, and we have this recipe, and we need this recipe because we've lost focus on how to remove the plank from our own eye.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Which then doesn't let the Spirit move.
Yeah.
Which doesn't allow things to happen the way He'd have them happen.
Right.
So we've manufactured a thing to do.
Okay. So then in a microwave world, it's not appealing for people to live in a slow cooker church where we wait for God to change people.
I struggle with it.
Okay.
Yeah.